death, chaos. Surreal. What else is there to write about? I don't know. I think maybe bedraggling grandma with Russian snow might be about something else. I'm not sure, but there's a little death here and there. There's chaos, but and it's surreal. Um, but the what separates it from the other books that are chosen or nominated for prizes is that I publish it. I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, except that it's really great to have taken a look at someone's 17 pages. I think he translated 17 pages of this novel, and I don't know if he published it somewhere or whatever, but he put it, and it ended up on Instagram, and I read it on Instagram, and there was nothing spectacular happened, but there was just the feeling I get when people close to me, and often Latin Americans, but also Blaise Sandra, and Kafka was that way. Henry Miller, I'm not sure if it was a different category, but Alvaro Mutis and Roberto Arlt, more than anyone, um, are, well, Latin American. There's the occasional Spaniard, but none that I'm that close to. But Antonio Lobo Antunes is Portuguese. But I don't know. I recognize something in the 17 pages that I felt, and so I wrote to Joao, and I don't remember exactly. I just said, do you have a publisher for that book? And he said no, and he was willing to come to our press, Corona Samizdat, and he said, but I have to translate it first, because he translated it himself. And so this is now um, not yet a prize winner, and I'm not uh, I'm not a solid hypocrite. I hate awards as much as Woody Allen does, and I hate the rating of books and the weighing them against each other. That whole process. Um, I think it's pretty horrible for the species that really great writers are not ever heard from, or are heard from too late for them to enjoy a little life of luxury. I mean, occasionally we read about these marvelous periods where everybody in the cafe society of a certain region of a certain city was hot shit. Sure, that happens, but then people end up trying to recreate that environment in the same pathetic way that agents and editors try to capture the lightning that they think was in the bottle, that because it sold so goddamn much. So they're looking for the next Cold Mountain, the next Harry Potter, but for adults. Well, Harry Potter was for adults, basically. I mean, our readers, our adult readers, span um, a lot of territory. And I'm not saying that that there's anything wrong with Dan Brown. That a large truck can't fix. Just kidding. I don't care about Dan Brown. I care, but I do care about the right my great friend David Vardaman has to read the first half page and say, "Good God," and put it down. And I think it's really great that there are books like Gravity's Rainbow around, and I think it's really great that there are books that are as great as any maximalist book, but are Beckett novels. And, so the whole schemata, I'm really glad that it exists. But awards, what is good about awards? Well, this is up for the Dublin Literary Award, and what's good about it is, 100,000 euros. And I'm not entirely joking, because what's good about it is it can bring attention. I don't know how much attention. I think there's 79 books on the long list. So this is one of 79 on the long list. But it's also, a lot of them will get more attention because of it. This one will get more attention because of it, so it's already good. And making the short list doesn't hurt either. But the attention that it can give to a writer at the right time in the writer's life, is important. That part's important. Losing it is not important. I was discussing with my wife the chances of this thing, making it. And I said, I bet Joao isn't thinking there's a 1 in 79 chance. I think he's thinking there's a 1 in 200 chance. But I think he's wrong. Here's my formula. My formula is, of the 79 that have been nominated, this is easily in the best 15 or so. Definitely, easily. But when you get into that big 15, there's going to be a couple that really are emotional powerhouses, timely powerhouses. Like there's this book, Kin, which I stopped reading in the 300s, not because I wanted to, by Milenko, I can't remember his last name, but it's near my bed. I quit because I'd put so much time into it and was still only in the 300s out of about 900 or so. And I said, I'll finish this, but I'm going to have to put it off because I had this other batch of reading to do. That's up against this. Kin has a much better chance to win. Definitely. Is it a better book? So far, the writing isn't better, but I can't really judge the writing a third of the way through because I don't know if the writing is going to change to suit the movement of the book. So I don't know, but Kin definitely has a much better chance. There's a book by Marilyn Robinson called Jack. Well, that sweet intellectual woman whose writing isn't to my taste, but is clearly, I mean, she's a good person and just a great thinker. She has a book called Jack out. She made fun of herself because in her first novel, she was telling, in a literary group, she was telling the women, don't be afraid to write about male characters. And she thought, oh yeah, in housekeeping, I took care of that by not including any. So she had a good sense of humor, about herself. But now she's got a book called Jack. Well, that already right there cuts the chances of this winning down to That doesn't matter. Surely Marilyn Robinson wouldn't publish a book unless it was really good. Would I like it more than this? Probably not. Would I? Could I, in the end, read Kin and say, well, yeah, I think it's a bigger, more important book. It's possible. So, but those two books alone make this maybe a 1 in 31 chance. The really great chance it has is going up against those other top 15, 20, and then the other ones. If this doesn't make the short list, well, I'll be surprised. But anyway, it's really great for the press, and it's a great feeling for me personally um, to have the book nominated because I felt his writing. I felt it was all done in a non-rational way, on a non-rational level. Much in the way that the Cult of the Cactus Boots assaults the senses of readers. This happened with me. It happens with Motis. He's got 3 more books in Portuguese. He also has a book called The Translator's Bride that's been translated. Got another book coming out that's going to be out, I don't know, this spring, I hope. Same press as Translator's Bride. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anyway, about the internal combustion engine, I think we were talking. Anyway, I go on and say anyway, too much. Usually it's like or I'm not a great speaker, public speaker, but I'm very, very warm inside. Let me not be sappy. I will not weep. But this has been one of the best Corona Samizdat Rick Harsh days since it all started. So we'll see from there. It's not the winning of another book does not make this the loser, because it's just the way these fucking things go. I remember when what book? One of my books? Yes. There we go. When this was published in the United States, we have it now. The Skulls of Istria. The only marketing that was done by Riverboat Books was to nominate it for the National Book Award. Now, if anyone, single person in the world believes that I deserve a National Book Award for that, great, thank you. But if any publisher thinks that the way to market a book is just pay for one big entrance fee and hope for the best. Well, this book has been getting around. It's going to get around more. João Reis is going to be a well-known European writer, one of the best. There are people like Dubravka Grasic, who, when I first read her, she wasn't well-known. And 10, 15 years pass, and everybody knows her. So this is this is the least that this man is destined for. So we're happy. I'm happy.